and gentlemen. It's week 1. There's football today, and there will be football for the next many weeks. So, by my definition, today might as well be a holiday. And to celebrate the holiday, what we are doing is we are going over week 1. It's all the games that are going to be played here, and I have a prediction for all of them. Now, they are not particularly in order of the time in which they will be played, but they all play week 1. So, these are all week 1 games, and I will be giving my 2 cents, my prediction, and I'll be keeping track of this throughout the year as well. Just because, I kind of want to see how right I'm going to be. Now, I'll say it right now. There is some retroactive actions I've made on my my season predictions. Like for example, I had Indianapolis going 3-14. I don't think they do that this year now because Carson Wentz is probably going to start week 1, and Quentin Nelson probably either is going to start week 1 or isn't that far behind him then. And Quentin Nelson's the big one in my opinion. So before I release my my full recap of all my division predictions, this is what I think will happen throughout the year. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you my my playoff seeding, my playoff records, and even my playoff predictions during that time as well. That should be uploaded before Sunday, not Thursday. Today's Thursday. I have just the NFC East and the NFC West seasons to predict still. And those will be out either today or within the coming days, before Sunday as well. But I figured I'd go ahead and get this week 1 prediction video out, given the fact that it's a week 1 now, and that they play tonight. Excuse my cough, came out of nowhere. So, week 1, here we go. The 2 and a half minute, 2 minute and 38 second intro is now done. Dallas at Tampa Bay. I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has Tom Brady. They have Tom Brady. They have Tom Brady. I think I went over this game a little bit already, but I'll go over it again. Dallas's defense is not going to be able to stop Tom Brady, I don't think, because Tom Brady showed that he can do fine against a Dan Quinn defense, as long as there's not superstars at every position. Dallas's offense should work fine. They might struggle a little bit because they're probably going to be without Zach Martin, the best offensive lineman. So there's that. And that's enough to put me firmly in the direction I was already in, which was Tampa Bay. Tampa Brady Buccaneers. Next game I have on my totem is Minnesota at Cincinnati. Now, I think Minnesota is the better team, and I think Cincinnati has the better offense. Barely though. Barely. They have more weapons, but in my opinion, Justin Jefferson's better than all the weapons they have other than Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's a monster. And I think Minnesota's defense does an okay job. And I think their offense functions just fine. And that's going to be enough for them to win. So far I have Tampa Bay winning and Minnesota winning. And now the third game, I'm going to have Buffalo beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not a shocker there. It's at Buffalo too. Pittsburgh's defense should hold Buffalo's offense to not superstar numbers like they did last year, so they probably are going to just do pretty good. But then their defense is probably going to do pretty good against the Steelers' offense, in my opinion. If the Steelers' offensive line does okay this game, then they'll probably be okay to bad this year. If they do good this game, then they're probably going to be okay throughout the year. Because I don't think Buffalo's defensive line is very good, and I think Pittsburgh's offensive line is the big question mark for their team. Like if they do as bad as everyone thinks that they're going to do, they're probably going to be about where I predicted them. And then if their offensive line plays up to how how they want to be playing, like DeMar Dotson has been playing the preseason pretty well. If the rest of them do good, the offensive line as a whole will propel that team to probably something like at least 10 wins. Because with a functional offensive line and a stout and sturdy defense as a whole, like that's a recipe to at least be competitive. But I don't have a lot of faith in the offensive line. Buffalo. Also, I have faith in Buffalo's offense to be a juggernaut again. Denver at the New York Giants. This one was a toss-up, real close. I think Denver's defense is going to do just fine against the New York Giants offense, but I think the New York Giants defense is going to be pretty darn stout against the Denver offense, because I don't have a whole lot of faith in Bridgewater. You know what I mean? So, and I think the Giants defense is going to be good. So, I'm picking the New York Giants in that game. And now we're on to Cleveland at Kansas City. Now this is arguably the game of the week. By arguably, I mean it's definitely the game of the week. We could see this matchup again in the playoffs. This could be the 1 and 2 seed, the way a lot of people look at it. I'm going to be in what I think is a minority, and I'm going to take Cleveland, because I think Kansas City just needs a little bit to gel with their new offensive line and get the receivers chalked up, because they still basically have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. I mean, Culver's fast, but that's it. Then Cleveland has a functional, very, 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 very functional offense in whatever way you want it to be. They're really good at passing, and they're even better at running the ball. Defensively, they should be a lot better. They have talent just about everywhere. They are getting a whole bunch of people back from injury too. Not a whole, but a few. So I'm thinking Cleveland in the underdog mindset. I feel like they're feeling super calm with it. They don't feel like they have a whole bunch of expectations, but I feel like Kansas City's oh man, we just got shellacked in the playoffs, and they're still I don't want to say in denial about it, but oh man, we're I'm gonna stop rambling now. I'm picking Cleveland for that game. I'm also picking Arizona at Tennessee. I'm picking Tennessee, actually. I think their passing game is going to be enough to win the game. I think their running game is also going to keep them honest, which will allow their passing game to work, because Arizona's defense is going to be pretty good this year. I don't know if pretty good is enough to stop Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, and Derrick Henry, and that offensive line. So, and I think Tennessee's defense is going to do okay, not great. I think Arizona's offense is going to function, but I think Tennessee's offense is going to function even more, if you know what I'm saying. Next game, so I picked Tennessee that game, just a refresher. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Washington football team. Now this is also a close game. I picked the Los Angeles Chargers though, because I think the Chargers defense is going to be good, and I think pretty darn good, and I think the football team defense is going to be damn good. So I think that you put the Washington football team against a pretty darn good offense, and I think that offense is going to function enough that they score maybe 3 times, 17 points, 20 points, something like that. And I don't think the football team offense is going to score that much against the Chargers defense. So Chargers. Seattle Seahawks at the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this is one of those ones where where I'm gonna be hindsight, because I put this as a Indianapolis loss when I was doing their record prediction earlier. However, I'm gonna say they're gonna win it because I have a lot of faith in their defense. I don't have a lot of faith in Seattle's offensive line. And Indianapolis probably is gonna have Carson Wentz and maybe even Quentin Nelson. So that's like, that means like their team's basically back to like almost like solid. You know what I mean? So Indianapolis. The Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. I have a bit of a worry when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. I know this is gonna sound stupid, but oh well. When they recently did their captains, like all the NFL teams did. I'm pretty sure most teams had them voted on, but I'm not sure if that's how it was with everybody. However, when you look at who the Dolphins captains were, like two of them were like guys that like I'm not even sure if they start, and Tua wasn't on the captain list. Yeah, I don't think Tua was great anyway, so never did, to be honest. So New England, picking New England. I don't think Miami gets to the playoffs unless their offense, like unless Tua takes a step up. I don't think Miami goes to the playoffs. I think their defense is good, like pretty darn good. And I think their offense will function normally, but not always. Philadelphia at Atlanta. I'm taking the Falcons in this one. I think Atlanta's style of defense should be more than what Jalen Hurts will necessarily be comfortable with, because it's going to be a lot of blitzes. And Atlanta's defense, like as a whole, they're pretty fast. So I don't think it's necessarily a lack of talent there. And plus the Eagles' offensive line isn't great, so it's not like the Falcons' weakness on the D-line is going to be tremendously obvious. And the Eagles' receivers don't look phenomenal. Sorry, Devontae Smith is phenomenal. Jalen Reagor has done some crazy things in camp, but he hasn't really done it on the field yet. So, and I think Atlanta's corners are going to be fine against them. And so then that moves the battle to Philadelphia's defense against Atlanta's offense. If Philadelphia has the advantage on the line department, for sure. Philadelphia's defensive line probably going to keep them in a few games this year. This might be one of them. So Atlanta's offensive line is the question mark. Sure, the running backs are like, oh, yeah, whatever. But the receivers are like, oh, yeah, you're missing Julio now. But, yeah, they still have an alpha. And they still have a good number 2. And they might have a 3. Who knows? But Matt Ryan's still great. Mike Davis is good. Wayne Gallman's also good. Now you, like, look at that O-line. Matthews is good. Lindstrom's very good. They're both very good. The left tackle and the right guard are very good. Their center, question mark. He's a second-year guy going to his first year starting. Left guard currently is a rookie who I'm pretty sure they drafted to play right tackle. Right tackle is a guy who the old regime drafted when they drafted the right guard as well. He's not been nearly as good as the right guard, but he's been okay. He hasn't been bad. Unstable though. So I think Atlanta's offense is going to do just fine, especially with the creativity. But like I said, Philadelphia's defense might keep them in there, but Atlanta is my prediction. Now, San Francisco at Detroit. I'm going to go with San Francisco. Detroit is going to be smash mouth kind of football this year. And San Francisco is going to be able to do both. Probably want to dance around a little bit too, like it's the San Francisco way. San Francisco just has a whole lot more talent throughout the entire roster than Detroit does. It's just a fact. Detroit might have a better offensive line. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. So my pick is San Francisco. That being said, I think Detroit is going to be competitive in most of their games, but they will have a not phenomenal record. Jacksonville at Houston. I'm going to not predict this as a Houston win, so I'm going to give Jacksonville a win, I think. Yeah, Jacksonville. I don't know if I'm ever going to predict a Houston win. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to go undefeated because it's kind of hard to, like, without a win. Because it's kind of hard to do that. They might, but it's hard to be like, yeah, they're going to win. You know what I mean? New York Jets at the Carolina Panthers. I think this is a clear Carolina win. Carolina's offense is going to be okay, I think. Not bad, hopefully. I think Carolina's defense is going to be stingy, especially against Zach Wilson, because I think I don't know which side Brian Burns brushes the passer from. I don't know if he attacks the left tackle or the right tackle, because Mekhi Becton is a very good left tackle, and I'm pretty sure it's Fant or Moses, the right tackle, is fairly good. So, but I'd rather see, personally due to the matchup, I'd rather see Burns come off the right side edge, and get in Wilson's face rather than like be behind him the whole time. Becton's kind of solid, and athletic as a lot, and Burns is very athletic as well. That's one of the reasons why he's so good. I think Carolina's gonna get enough pressure on Zach Wilson to make him uncomfortable and not make the right calls always. You know what I mean? Okay, Green Bay at New Orleans. We got the Packers at the Saints. The Packers are on I don't want to say a revenge tour, but Aaron Rodgers might as well be on a revenge tour. He called himself Michael Jordan in terms of like the Last Dance. So, man calls himself Michael Jordan. He either better go off or he's gonna plummet. And knowing Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he can plummet. So, Green Bay. Also, New Orleans is going to be without the corner they just traded for because he has PEDs from last whatever. Their corner situation was already bad to begin with. They have Lattimore, and that's it. And he's also a walking pass interference. The next game is the night game for Sunday. Chicago at the Rams. I am taking the Los Angeles Rams because I think Chicago is going to be okay. I think their defense is going to be fine, but the Rams' offense is going to work well enough against it, and the Rams' defense is going to stop Andy Dalton or Justin Fields, but it's going to be Andy Dalton for the first 3 games at least. So the Los Angeles Rams, and then the last game is the night game, which is the Baltimore one-winged Ravens at the Las Vegas Raiders. So, I'm not taking the Raiders on this one. Shocker. I think Baltimore is still going to be a pretty darn good team. Even with the amount of injuries they've had. I'm taking Baltimore in this one. Now I'm going to give a recap, a pick recap of all the games that I have, and then I will be doing a small recap of like some little bit of news, nothing crazy, well, nothing too crazy. So to recap, we've got Tampa Bay winning, we got Minnesota winning. Sorry, we got Tampa Bay beating Dallas. We've got Minnesota beating Cincinnati. We've got Buffalo beating Pittsburgh. We've got the New York Giants beating Denver. We've got Cleveland beating Kansas City. We've got Tennessee beating Arizona. We've got the Chargers beating the football team. We've got the Colts beating the Seahawks. We've got the Patriots beating the Dolphins. We've got the Falcons beating the Eagles. We've got the 49ers beating the Lions. We've got the Jaguars beating the Texans. We've got the Panthers beating the Jets. We've got the Packers beating Packers beating the Saints. We've got the Rams beating the Bears, and we've got the Ravens beating the Raiders. There was 2 injuries for the Ravens in practice today. It was Gus Edwards, their number 2, now number 1, now injured running back, and Marcus Peters, their number 2 corner / number 3 corner. Back-to-back plays happened today. Both of them look like they have tore their ACL. Trying to think of any other big news. Mac Jones will be the starter. That's pretty sure that's already has been established. Thankfully, not many more injuries. Thank you for watching. This has been your week 1 predictions. I will be making a video like this each week, but since there's next week, I'll start it off by announcing how many of those picks I got right and how many of them I got wrong. Can't wait. Thank you for watching. If you're going to sleep, good night, sweet dreams. If you're just relaxing before a game or something like that or whatnot,